Ladies and gentlemen, Elon Musk is in big trouble. Tesla has just seen their first deliveries or annual deliveries fall on record. Tesla stock has shared $250 billion in just a matter of days, and we're seeing insiders sell at record pace, and also people trying to resell their Teslas simply can't. So everyone, we've got a lot to cover in this video on what's going on with the drama with Tesla, with Elon Musk, with the Tesla stock, what it means for the stock market, because Tesla now is highly weighted in the S&P 500, in the NASDAQ. So when Tesla falls, it can bring down the whole stock market like we saw today. So everyone, we've got a lot to talk about in today's video. So let's not waste any time. Let's get straight into the news, the facts, and the data. Okay. First things first, look at this everyone. Tesla shares slide after reports first drop in annual deliveries. That shows the cult-like demand for Teslas are falling rapidly. And we can see here, Tesla stock, I'll go ahead and move myself so you can see the full chart. It's dropped 18.5% just in a matter of 5 days. Now, Tesla's market cap was around 1.5 trillion. So now Tesla has just fallen down to 1.19 trillion. So this shows there's big trouble, and when we look at from the peak here, it's fallen over 20%. So Tesla is back in bear market territory, and there's a lot of bad headlines coming for Tesla right now. So Tesla's fourth quarter and year-end vehicle production and deliveries report follows a huge late-year rally in the company's stock price. So that's right, we saw once Elon Musk got involved with Donald Trump in the campaign, the stock soared massively. It was up around 100% in the third quarter, but this is completely unsustainable, everyone. People speculated they thought that Donald Trump will probably give some favors for Tesla. He'll probably get some regulation that's beneficial for Tesla rather than other companies, which he probably will. But it doesn't just mean you pay any price for a stock, because look at this. The price to earnings ratio is 103 even after the 20% decline. This is absolutely insane. For a growth stock, you might have a PE ratio of 25 or 30, 40 max, but 100 is absolutely insane. The first quarter of the year was challenging, and CEO Elon Musk cautioned investors of slower growth this year, but results would improve later in the year. Well, it turns out that didn't happen. Now, Tesla, which used to have most of the electric vehicle market to itself, is facing big competition from companies like Hyundai and China's BYD. And if we look at this next story, Tesla's profits have fallen for the second straight quarter. Elon Musk is trying to navigate cooling demand for EVs while also spending heavily to advance Tesla's AI ambitions. So that's right, a lot of people say, well, look, Tesla, it's not just a car company, it's a software company. And that's true. But again, that doesn't just mean you pay whatever price for it and give it price to earnings ratio of 1,000. So we can see here Tesla shares fell by as much as 7% in trading on Thursday. Now, analysts had expected Tesla to report deliveries in the quarter of 504,000, including 474,000 Model 3 and Model Y EVs, according to a consensus of estimates compiled by Street Account. Tesla sent some investors a company-compiled delivery consensus of 506,000, even higher, based on a survey of 26 analysts. A widely followed independent Tesla researcher who publishes as Troy Tesla predicted deliveries of 501,000. Now remember, early in the year, Tesla stock actually plummeted 29% in its worst period since 2022, as the company contended with declining sales despite price cuts and incentive for buyers. On the company's first quarter earnings call in April, Elon Musk told investors that he expected higher sales this year than last year, and the growth would slow from 38% in 2023. But I think we all know the biggest story here is when Elon Musk backed Donald Trump in his election campaign, and he poured in, as we can see here, $277 million, which definitely helped Donald Trump a lot. Having the richest man in the world on your side is definitely a big plus. He also went on the road with him, helping campaign in swing states. But here's a big issue. For Elon, a lot of early buyers of EVs, because he was from California, he was a Democrat, he was more on the left. A lot of people were Democrats and people on the left. Since he all of a sudden became a Republican, a lot of people from Democrat Party on the left became very upset with him. So he lost a lot of buyers there. But what have we seen recently? Well, he's just lost a bunch of support for people in Donald Trump's in MAGA with his recent stance on H-1B visas, calling Americans dumb, saying there's not enough talent in America, saying we need to import all the top talent from overseas, and now Americans have to compete with the entire world for a job. And he, pretty much told Trump's base where to go. He said, go flippity flip flap flop yourself. And now he's pretty much losing supporters on both sides of the political spectrum, on the left and on the right. And this is not a good look for him. And I think it's going to impact Tesla stock even more because he's getting distracted with Twitter. He's getting distracted in politics. We see he's now getting involved in Germany. He's getting involved in the UK. And while I think he does fight for a lot of things that I agree with by reducing or eliminating illegal immigration, he's spoken out of what's the big issues that's going on in the UK right now. They can't even speak about on YouTube, which I definitely agree with. There's a lot that I don't agree with what him and even Donald Trump, I don't agree with everything Donald Trump says. But he's now losing supporters from the left and the right, and it's going to significantly impact Tesla. But now his next issue, he's facing big competition. So until recently, Tesla had been one of the only automakers mass-producing battery electric vehicles. The company now faces an onslaught of competition from domestic automakers, including General Motors, Ford, and Rivian, as well as BYD in China, Hyundai in Korea, and European giants BMW and Volkswagen. Now, the next biggest issue is piling up on used car lots. I don't know about you guys, but when you look on second car markets, or markets selling second hand cars, Teslas are crashing. Look at this. Screwed. Aussies trying to sell their used Teslas face massive challenges. And this is an Australian article, but this is happening everywhere. In the US, in the UK, I'll show you some pictures here. They brought the car for $102,000, and they're now trying to sell it 2 years later for a $15,000 loss, but that's not the worst of it. We've got another one down here. They purchased it in March 2022 for $199,000, now trying to sell it for $109,000, a $90,000 loss. If you go and look on any used car website, you will see hundreds of Teslas on there, and there's massive, massive price cuts. For whatever reason, these used Teslas are absolutely plunging in price. But now Tesla's pivoting and they're going into humanoid robots, which I think is absolutely very creepy. Why they keep trying to make robots like humans, I don't know. This sounds like iRobot all over again. It says Tesla invested in humanoid robots initiative and chip development and plans to produce a dedicated robo-taxi start, a driverless ride hailing service before 2027. I don't think they're going to make it by 2027. He always gives these unrealistic time frames, and I don't know if I would want to be one of the first people using this service because we've all seen Teslas have issues in the past, and I wouldn't want to jump in a driverless robo-taxi just yet. Now, another big issue is affordability. We're heading into recession right now, and people simply don't have the money to pay nearly $100,000 for a new car. So George said that Tesla made a mistake not bringing more affordable EVs in 2024, and added that Cybertrucks, the company's newest vehicle, are piling up on used car lots, and the steel Cybertruck starts around $80,000. And I don't know about you, but I think it's very ugly. I don't like the look of it all. We did see, though, with the incident that happened in Las Vegas, apparently it did save lives. It did contain a lot of the explosion, which is a plus. Obviously, they're turning this into a marketing campaign, which I don't know if that's very ethical, but it was a plus for the Cybertruck in that regard. Now, one of the biggest issues for Tesla is they're facing big competition in Europe. So from January through to the end of November, Tesla sold 283,000 vehicles in Europe, approximately 14% decline from the same period a year earlier. So that is absolutely massive, 14% decline. And we all know Elon Musk is trying to get very cozy with China. That's another thing I don't like what Elon Musk is doing. He's talking about America first, America winning, but he's cozying up to the CCP and trying to be friends with them so he can dominate the Chinese market. So the company's business in China was also pressured in the fourth quarter. So they said Model Y is the second best-selling model in China. Its growth is failing to keep up with the growth of the market. Through November, sales of Model Y were up more than 5%, but overall EV sales in the country rose 8%, he said. But again, they're trying to tell you that everything's fine. Meanwhile, insiders are selling at record pace. So look at this. Tesla insiders planning to sell $300 million in stock. So I don't know about you, but I think they're knowing that, look, Tesla's in a massive, massive bubble right now, and it's time to get that bag and sell. And hey, I don't blame him. I think selling at a price earnings ratio of over 100 could be a good play, especially with Elon Musk getting so distracted with other endeavors right now and losing a lot of his customer base. And that brings us to my last point here. Elon Musk is approaching $500 billion net worth. Look, he's nearly twice the amount of Jeff Bezos. He's 4 times the amount of Bill Gates, which we all know. We all don't like Bill Gates. We don't like those figures like Gates and George Soros, at least. He is fighting for some of the conservative values, but letting a man get more wealth in some countries is very, very dangerous, because while you might like him now, while his political beliefs might align with yourself right now, what happens if he changes? Remember, he was on the left, now he's on the right. He could switch. We don't know what could happen in the future. We're getting to a point where, again, one man will have more wealth than entire countries. So this comes with huge power that can influence politics all over the world. We can see he's dominated the US now. Now he's tapping into other markets. He can force politicians, look, I'll fund you, but you need to do whatever I say, and you need to benefit all my companies. Otherwise, I'll fund your political opponents, and you'll never be able to win an election. You simply got too much money behind him. But everyone, what do you think about all of this? What do you think about Tesla? Do you think it's overvalued, or do you think it's going to continue to grow like it has over the past 10 years? Let me know down below. Now, for all my loyal viewers and subscribers still watching, you're awesome. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.